All right, gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here in Kinlaig in a very bittersweet moment. I just got out of the bank of Kinlaig here. I was doing all the paperwork. We did find a buyer of the land quite quickly, as I kind of expected it to be. We ended up selling it for $1.7 million, which is, I thought, was going to be like the max that we probably would be able to get. So I feel like that's a real good thing for us. So $1.7 million will be coming into our bank account here in the next couple of weeks. But we're going to head back to the yard now. I got to say, though, when I was in there selling this, something looked very, very familiar to me about the guy that we were selling it to. I'm not quite sure what. No. No. I cannot believe what just transpired right there. Byron, of all people, Byron is who bought our land? Byron? If I would have known it was Byron, I don't think I would have sold it. No, I'm kidding. So, what I can tell you is this is going to be the last episode of this series. Again, it's bittersweet. We do have to harvest this field right here to the right, the big soybean field that we have to harvest, which we're going to do. We've already got everything kind of set and prepped and ready to go here. We have until the end of the month. The money will be in our account in about 2-ish weeks, as I mentioned there, 2, maybe 3 weeks. Something like that's what the bank said. After everything clears, you know, there's no restrictions or anything like that, but we've all signed, right? The ink has been laid, so there's no going back now. The farm has been sold. It's just a formality now with waiting on, you know, all the different documents, everything to process through the government and all that other good stuff. So, yeah, it's bittersweet. Now, I was not actually anticipating selling it as quickly as we did. So, I had some ideas for, you know, the newest land that we purchased. I was going to kind of expand the yard a little bit. That clearly did not happen. I had planned to do that, and then I asked the individual, who turns out to be Byron, if they wanted us to do that, which I had a plan to already do, and they told me, no, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and you know, you can do your last stuff that you want to do here in November, and then, you know, you can kind of just move on from there. Now, what I can tell you is not everything was included in the sale. As a matter of fact, let's kind of go through that here once we get started. Obviously, the case is not included. I told you from the beginning that is going to be kind of going along with us through Z's journey, because that was something that was gifted to me by a family member, as I mentioned in the previous Barker Family Farm series before Z moved here into Kinlaig. So that one is going to be coming with us everywhere we go. We got a few other things as well, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get these back. You know, getting the tractor back is really no big deal. You know, I just put it on a ship and, you know, send it back to wherever I want to go. Or if we're staying in England or wherever, then it's not really that big of a deal. You just got to get a semi or something, and then, or even just a truck that has a trailer bed, and just kind of pull it and you know, go at about it from that perspective, right? But we're going to be going back home. Now, I'm not quite sure the map specifically that we're going to be going back home on, but regardless of where the map is, we're going to be acting like it's back home. There are a few maps that are back home, and I say back home, I'm talking about where I live now, whether it's in, you know, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, the state up north that I don't want to mention, West Virginia, you know, something like that. That to me is saying back home, because all of those things I just mentioned, I can get to all of those within, at the most, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, right? So it's not far away. So for me, that is back home. So we will see what we come up with when that time comes, but I will tell you, and I know I've been saying it for the last couple episodes, but in case somebody stumbled across this, there's going to be a little bit of a delay between now, this episode, and the next Z adventure story. We've got enough going on the channel right now, so we're going to take a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break, but Z will be back soon enough, I assure you. He'll be back soon enough. So, so yeah, we've got until the end of November here to get whatever we want done and kind of get out. Almost every single thing here was sold with the farm. There were just a couple of things, counting the case that I just talked about, that were not. More specifically than anything, it was the case that was obviously not a part of the sale. Our flatbed trailer was not a part of the sale, so the one we're utilizing to kind of move around all of the different fish food products. I'm not quite sure why that wasn't a part of the sale, but they said they didn't want it. And the only other thing that was not a part of the sale, which actually surprised me probably more than anything else, was the roller. The roller was not a part of the sale either. I don't know why. You guys know I don't really like rolling, so I was actually hoping to get rid of it. But no, I own that now as well. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is realistically we can take it with us if we want to. In other words, we can take all three of those specific pieces of equipment. Well, we're taking the case no matter what. But the other two pieces of equipment, we can take them with us if we want to. You know, and carry them over to wherever we go next. Or we can just sell them outright and gain a little bit more money in the account. So we sold the farm for $1.7 million. We have $261,000 at current. So we're getting very close to $2 million. If we sell that equipment, I have a pretty strong feeling that we will likely make that $2 million mark by the time everything's said and done here. But I don't know, right? I don't know for sure. Do I want to get rid of all that stuff? I don't know. I think probably. Honestly, I think probably. I don't think I need to spend the extra money to ship all that stuff back. I can probably, you know, just buy a used one or get something locally than spending the amount of money it would cost to on freight to get that back. The case is a different story because that's got a little bit of a sentimental value, right? But the other two, there's not really any sentimental value there at all. So, in my eyes, it's probably better for us to go ahead and sell those today. So maybe that's what we'll do. But I got to think about it a little bit more. Well, what I can say is that our fish food factory productions are going well, or they're doing well, I should say. They are producing for us. I don't know exactly how much has spawned, but there's not a whole lot that's in storage there, as you can see. So we'll take a look at that here in a little bit. But first things first, obviously, we got to get the soybean field harvested and then kind of go from there. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good. $1.7 million in the bank account coming soon, so that's a good thing. Now, it sounds like a lot. It is a lot of money. But I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again briefly. Whenever the time comes to continue Z's story, even though we have that kind of money, doesn't necessarily mean that it's as much money as you think. Some of the times the land is super expensive, right? The land is going to cost us a lot of money. The land that we're probably going to end up getting is I can't imagine it being any less than $1 million. So does it still leave us with almost another $1 million? Yeah, absolutely. But that's, you know, dependent upon how much land we actually purchase when we move over, right? Haven't made that decision yet. There's not really a need to make that decision yet, but that's kind of where we're at and kind of where we're going, gang. It's bittersweet. I really, really, really like this map. I don't necessarily want to be leaving this map, but it is time to move on from this series. My members, I just opened up a new Let's Play, I guess is how I'll call it. Own the map type of Let's Play for my members. So they get one extra video a month just for, you know, paying so basically a member's fee to be on the channel. They also get to see early access to videos. There are periods of time where, you know, we've got some new series running and there's not a whole lot to try to sort out for a new, you know, series or anything like that. And that's the case right now. So I'm starting this series and it'll probably run for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 months. And then I would think at that point, one of the other two series that were actively running will be done. More than likely, I would think. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I was going to say I would think it would be the actual Triple Threat Challenge probably before the Island Preservation, but I don't know. We're starting to make some progress there on the Island Preservation, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Now, we are 65% full already. We haven't even made it all the way around 2 headland passes yet. Need some gas in the harvester, but I think we're going to be able to get this field harvested before, so I don't really want to spend any extra money if I don't have to. So we're going to attempt to hopefully get this done. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't be able to get it done with the amount of gas we have there, but you know, I've been wrong many times before, so who knows, right? Who knows? Lots of new maps have come out on ModHub, actually, that are very intriguing. So we'll see what we decide to come up with here in the future for Z's next adventure, but we'll make that decision at that point, I guess. But there's a lot of new ones out there that are kind of intriguing me. It's making it difficult for me to not, you know, start a bunch of different, you know, series together. But I think we have enough going right now. Technically, when this ends, we'll have 4. We'll have the Triple Threat Challenge. We'll have the Island Preservation. Competitive one-tile challenge, which that's going to be coming to a close soon, right? And then we have the Can You Survive 25 series, which, you know, that's you know, one that runs for the eternity of FS25. So there will be periods of time, as we've already done with that, where we'll take breaks on it, right? We'll take a break for a little while. We're going to easily accomplish all the objectives and goals there for that, so it's not really going to be a big deal. It's just, you know, whenever we have the time or whenever we want to feel like sprinkling it in, we can do so. But we're going to run that for a little while before that happens, but at some point we'll take a break there. Probably when we decide to take that break there, we'll probably... Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. So in other words, what I'm trying to get at is we're going to have 4 series running until the competitive one-tile challenge is done, and then once that's done, we'll have 3. We'll have the Triple Threat and the Island Preservation, and then that Can You Survive 25, which we normally only do that once a week, though, right? Doesn't mean we can't bump it up, but we normally only do that once a week. So if a series is only running once a week, I'm not really too worried about something like that, right? Because that can just intertwine wherever. It doesn't really matter that much. It's an easy thing to kind of move around and put it on whatever day you want it to be on, right? It's a little bit, you know, less expected as you would the other series, which are kind of an every other day type of situation, right? Now, what I can tell you is that we are out of fish food in the breeding area. We have no fish food there at all. The lakes are doing fine, but there's no fish food here whatsoever. So we probably should turn that off, first of all. Second of all, we need to get some fish food over there on those. So that means we need to actually start moving stuff around from our different fish food companies. We have to do it by hand, because if we don't, we're going to be sending that fish food directly to the offshore, and we don't want it to go to the offshore, right? We're not really doing the offshore at all right now. We sold it with the farm, but we're not really doing the offshore, so... Alright, we are pretty much full here. There's no reason to go down the middle like that. There we go. Alright, let's jump into the John Deere here. Unfold that, and we will get this unloaded. I can't believe we sold our farm to Byron. I can't believe we did that. What were we thinking? All right, we are making real good progress here. We got a little ways left to go. I did turn on the little mini map there in the left-hand corner. I know a lot of people like to see that when we're doing precision farming. Half the time I forget to turn it on, but I remembered it, I guess, partially through the harvest here, through the time lapse of that. So I turned it on. Getting a relatively good yield, honestly. We're getting somewhere between 97 and 100% almost the entire way. So it's good. It's good. We're definitely going to be able to get it all done with the amount of gas we have left in the tank here, or diesel in the tank. Shouldn't be a problem. Still didn't clean it up. I really probably should clean it up before I move on here, because that is a very, very dirty machine. We utilize this a lot. It was a workhorse for us. So we're nearly done. We've got, I don't know how many more. I don't know how many more that's going to be. I don't know. 5, 6, I don't know. Some of it's going to be, you know, I mean, when you get up here a little bit further, you can see it. I mean, it kind of curves in, right? So it's not going to be that much, probably. Probably 4, maybe 5 total. If you were to spread everything out evenly, probably 4 or 5 paths, I should say. And we'll be done. Which isn't too bad. So when this is all said and done, as I've mentioned already, we are going to have to move some of this fish food around. It's going to take us a little bit of time to do that. Looks like we've got a very small amount of canola left. The wheat has finished processing, so we'll turn that off. We don't need to continue to incur fees on that, even though we should have turned it off earlier, but that's all right. Yeah, those are still fine, and then these are still pumping through. We are going to bring, I think, a good chunk, if not all, of the soybeans and put it in the one that's here, the newest one, the one that we placed down near our yard. I think I'm going to put all of the soybeans in there, as a matter of fact. I mean, it's no longer ours after this month anyway, right? And the other one has enough soybeans to be able to process for this month, so it's not a big deal. So, yeah, I think we'll put it all there. A little bit easier for us too, right? If that individual, Byron in this case, wants to move it, then that's up to them, right? After this month, none of this is our problem anymore. Not necessarily that it was ever a problem, but you get what I meant. You get what I mean. Let's see. What else can we talk about that I haven't talked about yet? I don't know. Normally I'm not at a loss for words, but I don't think I have anything else really left to say here. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. So we'll continue on here. Shouldn't take too much longer to get the rest of this done, but we'll continue on here, and we'll see what we end up actually getting as far as the total amount of soybeans here. I don't know. I don't even know what to guess. Like, I'm kind of considering, like, taking a guess at this, taking a stab to see what we get. We've got 22,000 liters in there. So somewhere around the range right now of 25-ish thousand liters right now. I don't know. I think we'll probably get close to 30,000. Oh, not 30,000. 30,000. That'd be insane if we get close to 30,000. I think we might get close to 5,000. Why did I say 30,000? I think I was just looking down there in the right-hand corner when I had 3,000 on there. I think we might get close to 5,000. I'm not quite sure we'll make it, but we'll get close, I think. I just worded that completely wrong once again. we have 22,000 in there. We're going to have around 25-ish thousand with what we have here. So there's a chance we might get to 30,000 then. So I think I was saying it correctly. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think I was saying it correctly the first time. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. So we'll get the rest of this done here, gang. It won't take too much longer. Let's get it done. All right, so it ended up being just slightly over 28,000, so we were close to the 30,000 range, but we didn't quite make it there, but that's all right. I decided I'm going to go ahead and wash it. I'm just going to make it look relatively nice for Byron, or a Byron look-alike, I guess. Just make it look a little bit nicer for him. I mean, I might as well, right? I might as well, so. Should have did it before we did the field, but, you know, that's fine. It is what it is. It's in a better spot now. It's much cleaner and just going to look better sitting here for when they come up to take over. All right, so let's jump in. Nope. Okay. All right, and we'll go on this side then. There we go. All right, we are going to... Yeah, we're going to go the other way with this. We're going to back it in the other way. This way, I just feel like the header might be slightly in the way here with the track here that's kind of running through. Man, it does look a lot better, though, doesn't it? Look how much shinier that is. All right, so that is done. So, the next thing we need to do, I'm not going to use the case. I'm going to use the John Deere. We're going to not put as many miles on our case if we can help it here. So we use the John Deere. We need to go down and get the trailer. And then we need to pick up some of the fish food. You saw some of it already there. We're going to have to head all the way downtown for our other fish food factory and pick some up there as well. And then we'll see what we can get, right? We'll see what we got from... basically 1 month. We'll see what we got. I don't expect there to be much. Oh, and we've got fish here as well. Sorry, we've got fish here to move around too, so we'll do that too, and we can sell, you know, whatever. Whatever doesn't go in the lake. There's going to be some salmon there, right? So we can sell some of that. With these fish, with selling these fish, we actually might make 300,000 here. Might make more than 300,000. You might be saying to yourself, why don't you just sell them all outright? You're selling everything. Why don't you sell them all outright? Well, I mean, part of the sell was, you know, a working aqua farm, and still work self-sufficient aqua farm. So doing that would mean it's no longer a working self-sufficient aqua farm. So we'll sell the salmon because we're not doing any of the offshore stuff, right? We were doing it, but didn't really like it, so we're not doing that at this point. But if Byron, whoever it is, wants to do that, they're more than welcome to do so. We've accomplished our main objective of doing that with owning all that information, or owning all that stuff, excuse me. All right. that is all done. Let's strap these down and we'll bring them up. Yeah, so 6,000 liters of salmon, that obviously is not going to go into the lakes, so we'll just sell that outright. We'll also pick up the few pallets. There's only like 2 or 3, but the few pallets of adult trout that we have as well, we can go sell those. I don't think all of the young trout will fit into the lakes we have, actually. As a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee it's not, so we'll have a little bit of that to sell too, which will be nice, right? These are all good things. Alright, there we go. I kind of pushed this pallet of fish. That's probably not the best thing to do. There's poor fish in there. I'm getting a concussion. They'll be alright. They'll be okay. They're packaged in there nicely. They'll be okay. This is the last time we're going to be doing this. This is it. Feels weird. Like, it feels good that we're actually sold this and we made a really good amount of money, but it also feels a little weird. Like a little sad, right? We put a lot of effort in this series and a lot of effort into this farm, and now it's about to be gone. We accomplished a lot. We got a lot of fields, a fully self-sufficient aqua farm as well, which is what we really set out to do, right? We set out here to buy an abandoned aqua farm and turn it into a successful business. We did that. We accomplished that. Now it's time for us to head back home. So let's go sell the trout. 6,000 liters of trout's a decent amount. It's not going to be crazy, but you know, we'll get something. I think we will hit 300,000 with the fish that we have here to sell. I do. We'll probably hit over that, honestly. But I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll find out. There's only one way to find out. Man, the lights are turning on and everything here. It's only 4:28 in the afternoon. I can't imagine it needs to be this dark out. But I mean, I guess with the hillside here, I guess we're just kind of getting blocked by everything. As you can see, all the lights are on and everything. So a little weird. Also, the fish food, they're in like actual weird like pallets. I would have expected them to look like the ones you buy at the store, but I guess I was incorrect. Just for time saving, since we're evidently hitting nighttime at 4:30 in the afternoon, but whatever. We're going to go ahead and just utilize the liftable approach for these, but yeah, weird. Very weird, right? You would have expected these to look just like the ones you get in the shop, and just in case you randomly stumbled across this and are watching at this point. Of course, in a quick autosave, as always, when I don't need it to be there. It always gives me that. But if we were looking at the food here, I mean, these are very different looking than what we're getting, right? It's the same fish food. It says fish food, so I don't know. Weird. So we're going to take this down to our breeding area of the aqua farm. I'm not going to make a decision on what I'm going to do yet with the roller and the trailer. I think what I'm going to do is kind of leave that as a bit of a surprise between now and whenever Z's next story begins. We're going to kind of leave it be, I think, for the time being, and we'll make a decision at that point. So obviously, I've got a long time left before I actually am going to be leaving the farm. This is just going to be the last recording we do for the series. I obviously still have a couple of weeks before I'm kicked out, so I'll kind of mull that over a little bit and make the decision then. All right, that is there. So we're just going to park this right here for the time being. We're going to head back up to our main area here. And I'm going to tell you that the series is over, gang. I hope you enjoyed the series. I really enjoyed doing it. It was a blast. Can't wait to see what happens next. Hopefully you'll stick with me and check that out. If you haven't done so already, check out the Triple Threat Challenge. Check out the Island Preservation Challenge. That one, if you want to see me suffer, I've been suffering a lot in the Island Preservation Challenge. I didn't start it out the correct way, and then recently I evidently was doing something unbeknownst to me that was not a part of the rules. I was not allowed to do it. So I've had to do a lot of shifting gears and you know, changing things on the fly there. So it's really pushed my limits a bit. So if you haven't watched that, I recommend you do so. But we're going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. There's a link down below if you want early access to videos like this one. My second channel's down below. Discord's down below. If you want to share anything that you're working on, whether it's a live stream, a video, or images, there's an option for you down there. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching, gang. Thanks so much for your continued support. I cannot believe it's literally dark at before 5 o'clock. But whatever. What do I know? Thanks for watching. See you next time.